Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Quartermain home, Lois offered her proposal for a wedding in Bensonhurst to Chase, Brooklyn, and Gregory. When she was done, Chase and Brooklyn were speechless. "I'm not," Tracy remarked as she entered. She looked back to her chat with Gregory about not bickering anymore, and she declared that she couldn't agree more with Lois. Gregory smiled, and Lois, Chase, and Brooklyn were astonished. Brooklyn requested for a word with Tracy in private, so Lois and Gregory left the room. Brooklyn explained that she and Chase had been banking on Tracy to tell Lois no. Chase and Brooklyn mentioned that they wanted to be married in Port Charles, which was meaningful to them as a pair. Tracy invited Lois and Gregory back in and announced that the wedding will be in Port Charles. However, Tracy continued that they could plan a Coney Island-themed rehearsal dinner to placate Lois. Lois recommended that they actually travel to Coney Island, as Tracy could afford to fly everyone out there for the night. Lois figured that the wedding would be beautiful as long as it was what the couple wanted. "You never cease to amaze me," Gregory said Tracy a few minutes later. Tracy vowed that no one was getting her on any Coney Island rides. However, Gregory felt that if he could convince Alexis to go skydiving, he could get Tracy on a ride. Drew visited Carly at Crimson and told her that she would surpass Nina's accomplishments at the magazine in no time. He kissed her and said that replacing Nina with Carly was the best decision he'd ever made. Michael arrived and congratulated his mother on her new position, and he asked to talk to Drew. Carly wanted to go support Jocelyn at the hospital anyhow. She whispered to Drew to take it easy on Michael, and she departed. Michael indicated that he was quitting as CEO of Aurora, and he gave a letter to Drew. He believed he should have been consulted about such a big personnel change. "Like you shared information about Nina with me," Drew shot back. After a little disagreement, Drew admitted that his wrath had been misdirected toward Michael. He wanted Michael there, but he needed to know that he could trust Michael. Drew stated that he was intended to make Nina keep losing until she's as alone, broke, and empty as she deserves. Michael refused to take part in the vengeance and encouraged Drew to look for a new CEO. Drew answered that Michael had just proven himself, and he ripped up the letter. He expected to see Michael at his desk the next day. At the hospital, Felicia told Jocelyn that, as a patient advocate, she was going to make sure that Adam was heard. She continued that she'd looked at his psychiatric diagnosis, and it was up to Adam whether he returned home, went back to school, or stayed at the hospital. Jocelyn said that Adam just wants to live his life not feeling like a disappointment. She hoped Felicia could help him, and Felicia said that she would do her best. Willow carried Adam's guitar into his room, and she told him that Jocelyn had grabbed it from the park for him. Mr. Wright entered and confessed that he'd hoped Adam had outgrown the instrument. He tried to take the instrument, but Willow ordered him outside, since he was upsetting the patient. Mr. Wright informed Adam that they had more important things to discuss than music. Jocelyn and Felicia entered, and Jocelyn spat that Adam owed Mr. Wright nothing. Felicia introduced herself as the patient advocate, and she stated she needed to talk to Adam alone. Mr. Wright maintained that Adam didn't need an advocate, since his father was there. "How has that worked out?" Jocelyn shot back, and Mr. Wright threatened to call security on Jocelyn. "No, you won't," Carly responded as she entered, and she thought that Mr. Wright should be thanking Jocelyn for saving Adam's life. Felicia ordered everyone out so she could talk to Adam, and they agreed. "What happens now?" Adam asked Felicia when everyone was gone. Felicia reminded him that it was up to him as it was his life, and he'd gotten a second opportunity. She wanted to make sure he knew that he would continue to get support after leaving the hospital, and all he needed to do was ask for the help. Outside the room, Jocelyn explained Mr. Wright that when she'd found Adam, he'd been clutching his guitar as music had given him a reason to live. She added that if he genuinely wanted to do what was best for Adam, he would see and accept Adam for who he was. Felicia approached and informed Jocelyn that Adam wanted to see her. When Jocelyn entered Adam's room, he was completely clothed. He thanked her for bringing his instrument and for saving him. She said that she'd merely done what a friend would do. Jocelyn and Adam emerged from the room a few minutes later. Mr. Wright ordered his son to accompany him home, as Adam had demonstrated that he couldn't be trusted on his own. Adam claimed that he will be going back to PCU and enrolling in the music department. He stated that he would acquire a job and put himself through school. Whenever you feel like talking, we'll talk, Adam informed his father, and Mr. Wright left. Jocelyn hugged him and said she was proud of him for being you. On the ship in Paris, Dant informed Laura that the French police were meticulous and professional. He updated her on finding the captain asleep in a closet, and he informed her what had happened to him. He stated that the captain had selected out Esm's image immediately. She asked about Spencer. Dant replied that there was no evidence of Spencer or Esme, but they could still be alive. In the stateroom, a crying Trina was thinking back to the incident on the terrace when Portia and Curtis arrived. She hugged her parents and told them what had happened. Trina said that she felt in her heart that Spencer was alive. Laura arrived and encouraged Trina to trust her emotions. Laura wondered what Esme had wanted. Trina revealed that Esme was planning to take Spencer as a hostage in order to drive Nicholas out of hiding and make him sell Spencer for Ace. She told them about the medicines Esme had and the final fight on the deck. Dant arrived and reported that the mission was being amended from a rescue mission to a recovery operation. He somberly noted that Spencer was presumed dead. Trina sobbed that she knew Spencer was alive, and she hurried out of the room, followed by Portia. Curtis asked Dante for the local police contacts information so that he could stay updated for Trina, and he left. "Find my grandson," a weeping Laura pleaded Dante. "I wish I could," he said. She went through a number of what-ifs until she eventually cried because she couldn't envision a world without Spencer. On the deck, Trina asked Portia how she was going to let Spencer go, but Portia only hugged her daughter. Trina talked on how Spencer loved to swim but dreaded the cold, and she noted on how frigid the water was. She regretted not paying enough attention to Esme way back at the cabin, but Portia told Trina that Spencer had seen to it that Esme couldn't injure anyone anymore. She wanted to get Trina home, but Trina promised to meet up with her mother in the stateroom, so Portia left. Portia met up with Curtis in the stateroom. He said that the authorities were planning to extend the search for 48 more hours, and if they found nothing, they would believe that the bodies were lost in the English Channel. He said that there was less than a 50% likelihood of the bodies being retrieved. Portia recognized that she'd wanted Spencer out of Trina's life, but she hadn't expected it to happen like that. Trina wondered out loud how she was meant to say goodbye to Spencer. Laura and Dante approached, and Trina asked about Kevin. After being satisfied that he would be all right, Trina agreed not to be too much longer so that Laura could come home to him. "Take as much time as you need," Laura said Trina as she kissed her on the head and walked away. Trina looked back to the happy moments she'd had with Spencer in Paris and New York. "This isn't goodbye, Spencer." Somehow, someway, she insisted. On the coast, a little dove figurine washed up. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please click like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.